Forget massive armies. Modern warfare is all about speed. The U.S. military relies on the C-17 Globemaster III, a powerhouse aircraft that can rapidly deploy troops and tanks anywhere in the world within hours. This next-gen mobility gives the U.S. a decisive edge in global conflicts. When you see paratroopers loading into a C-17, it means one of two things: a major operation is underway, or it's a high-stakes training exercise. This aircraft can haul heavy equipment, transport troops across vast distances, and even drop cargo mid-air, making it the backbone of U.S. rapid deployment. The C-17's roots trace back to the 1970s, when the Air Force sought a replacement for aging cargo planes. Boeing's initial YC-15 concept evolved into the larger, more powerful C-17. It wasn't an easy journey. Boeing lost $1.5 billion perfecting the design, but the result was an aircraft that could take on missions once reserved for the massive C-5 Galaxy. With unmatched versatility and reach, the C-17 is a key player in U.S. military dominance. Stay tuned as we explore its cutting-edge capabilities and role in future conflicts. They considered several options: enlarging the C-141, buying more C-5s, adding KC-10s, or using civilian planes. But tight budgets forced a 4-year delay. During this time, they funded design work and engine tests. By December 1985, full development began under program head Bob Klepper, aiming for a 1990 first flight and an order of 210 planes. However, the late 80s brought design issues, budget cuts, and doubts about cost-effectiveness. By April 1990, the order shrank to 120. The first C-17 finally flew in September 1991, a year behind schedule. But in 1992, a wing broke during testing, requiring a $100 million fix. Another test in 1993 saw another failure, later blamed on a testing mistake. In early 1993, the aircraft was officially named Globemaster III, but by year's end, the program faced cancellation. The Defense Department gave McDonnell Douglas 2 years to fix cost overruns and production issues or risk losing the contract after just 40 planes. The company took the deal, swallowing $1.5 billion in losses. By March 1994, the military was still exploring cheaper alternatives. To meet its airlift needs, the U.S. Air Force considered several options: modifying Boeing 747's C-33, upgrading the C-5, or ordering more C-17s. Originally capped at 40 orders in 1993, the C-17 faced serious issues: high costs, excessive weight, fuel inefficiency, and technical problems. By mid-1994, the program was in jeopardy, with talks of cutting production to 32 planes. Further concerns arose when a study revealed the C-17 could only access 911 more runways than the C-5, not 6,400 as claimed. Testing also exposed performance issues, including airflow problems and longer-than-expected landing distances on wet runways. However, redesigns addressed these flaws, ultimately proving the C-17's worth. At 174 feet long with a 170-foot wingspan, the C-17 features a high T-tail for stability and advanced Pratt & Whitney engines, allowing it to reverse on the ground and descend rapidly in flight. Flying in formation can save up to 10% on fuel. Its cargo hold measures 88 feet long, 18 feet wide, and 12 feet high, with a convertible floor for rolling vehicles or containers. The massive rear ramp accommodates an Abrams tank and various payloads, lifting up to 170,000 pounds. Fully loaded, it flies 2,400 miles, with newer models reaching 2,800 miles. Cruising at 450 knots, 830 miles per hour, it carries 102 paratroopers and can land on runways as short as 3,500 feet, even on dirt if needed. While reversing on the ground can be risky for most planes, the C-17's reversible engines allow it to back up and maneuver on tight taxiways with ease. Designed for reliability, the C-17 requires just 20 hours of maintenance per flight hour and maintains an impressive 74% operational readiness. The first C-17 landed at Charleston Air Force Base, South Carolina, in July 1993, and by January 1995, the 17th Airlift Squadron was fully operational with the aircraft. The C-17 quickly proved its capabilities, breaking 22 records for heavy cargo transport and earning the prestigious Collier Trophy in 1994. In 2006, 8 C-17s were stationed at March Air Reserve Base in California, assigned to Air Force Reserve units. Some were later relocated to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to support operations alongside the larger C-5 aircraft. That same year, Mississippi's Air National Guard received its first batch of 8 C-17s, and by 2011, New York's Air Guard had transitioned from C-5s to C-17s. The C-17 has been instrumental in military operations and humanitarian missions worldwide. It delivered essential supplies to troops in Afghanistan and Iraq, provided emergency aid to Haiti after the 2010 earthquake, and assisted Pakistan during the 2011 floods, transporting food, medical supplies, and emergency relief equipment. One of its most significant missions took place in March 2003 when 15 C-17s deployed 1,000 paratroopers into Iraq. This aircraft played a crucial role in large-scale military deployments, including the biggest combat airdrop since Panama in 1989. It continued to transport tanks, armored vehicles, and artillery to battle zones while also supporting Allied forces. In 2003, the C-17 airlifted Canadian military vehicles to Afghanistan, and in 2006, it transported Australian troops to East Timor. That same year, it moved 15 Canadian tanks from Kyrgyzstan to Kandahar for NATO. By 2013, American C-17s were assisting French forces in Mali alongside British, NATO, and Canadian aircraft. Pilots have a special nickname for the C-17, the Moose, inspired by the sound its fuel vents make, which resembles a female moose's call. Since 1999, these planes have made annual trips to Antarctica, taking over from the aging C-141 fleet to support U.S. research operations. Every October, the 62nd Airlift Wing launches the season's first flight between New Zealand and McMurdo Station, a 5-hour journey each way. In 2006, the C-17s expanded their Antarctic operations by airdropping supplies, delivering 70,000 pounds on their first mission. The C-17 also serves a vital role in presidential travel. When the president is on the move, this aircraft transports his armored limousine, helicopter, and security detail. On rare occasions, it has even carried the president himself, taking on the Air Force One call sign. Beyond transport and combat support, the C-17 has been used for strategic military tests. In 2015, it contributed to missile defense evaluations by launching simulated missiles at Wake Island to help refine U.S. defense systems. By early 2020, the Air Force was experimenting with new tactics, deploying specially equipped pallets loaded with weapons from C-17s and C-130s. The results impressed military officials, proving the aircraft's adaptability in modern warfare. One of the most chaotic and tragic moments in the C-17's history occurred on August 15, 2021, at Kabul's airport in Afghanistan. As the Taliban seized control of the city, desperate civilians swarmed an American C-17 as it prepared for takeoff. Shockingly, some clung to the outside of the aircraft as it lifted off. Tragically, at least 2 individuals lost their lives, falling from the plane mid-flight. But that wasn't the only unforgettable flight that day.